Good day, YouTube. I think it's 11th of December, 2022. It's my 1988 Club Car golf cart. Been doing some videos on it here lately because we drug this thing out of the barn after it's been sitting for way too long. And we got some stuff we're going to do with it this summer, and it's time to get it running good and get some upgrades done. So first video we released right before this one was getting the headlights and taillights on it, so that looks good. LED headlights, taillights. Didn't bother to do a street legal kit or anything like that. Golf cart's not going to be street legal, but having headlights and taillights is pretty good. I know I've mentioned it on the other videos. My dad, my nephew, and I are going to follow an 8-race series dirt track racing this summer. And it's at 7 racetracks, Oregon and Washington. Going to camp at the racetracks, and we want a vehicle to run around. And with the 3 of us, we need rear seats on this. So backed up against the door is a rear seat kit. It is the type, I think they're all the same, but anyway, the rear seat can flip from, here over and have an aluminum truck bed basically to haul stuff around, which also might be handy for not only at a racetrack. A lot of times you could get involved with a team or something and help them bring a tire or shoot. I don't know. My brother-in-law and I have gone to out to the Salt Flats for a week. Had an ATV at that time, but golf carts are good too, haul stuff around, which we did with my ATV. I have a mobile DJ business. I can haul equipment, so forth. Anyway, we're going to today get this rear seat installed. So the first things the instructions tell us to do is take off all the accessories. If you have bag holders, take them off. If you have a roof, take it off. If you have seats, take it off. If you have a bumper, take it off. So starting to pull the bolts out of the rear bumper. That's easy peasy. And we'll get these ugly things off because the new rear seat has supports for the driver backrest as well as for the back seat backrest. So let me get that stuff pulled off. A little boring, might be hard to get to, don't know. Anyway, let me get all that stuff pulled off and I'll bring you back. All right, the directions tell us next to install the floor plate and vertical supports on the bumper mounting holes. Use hardware C3. So they have bags of hardware and they're all marked, labeled, called out on the instructions. So far, pretty good. So this must be the bumper mount. And these must be the frame holes. I don't know if we're using these or not. These also held the bumper on. Guessing we're not putting the bumper back on. Yep. Okay. This is the right piece, I assume. Okay, so I got the hardware sitting here. This hole doesn't quite line up. Remember, this is a beat up old cart, so it may not be in perfect alignment. I mean, the body on the frame's what I'm saying. But let's get this first bolt in. I should probably look, see if anything else goes on this bolt hole. I am going to look. So I took a minute to lay all these pieces out on the bench. So yeah, these go here. Not tightening anything right now. As things go together. Let's see what the next instructions say. So here's what the instructions say. Step 3, install the 2 Z brackets on the front edge of the lower part of the flipping cargo bed. Use hardware C2. Got the C2. And then install the seat cushion. Well, let's take this one step at a time. So Z brackets, I found them. That's pretty easy. the front edge of the lower part of the flipping cargo bed. See, if they'd have actually labeled these flipping cargo beds, there's two possibilities here, right? The lower edge, how do we know the upper from the lower? Front, how do we know front from the back? In the seated position or in the cargo position, front would be back, back would be front. I don't know. So if we get it wrong, we get it wrong. So here's what I think is the flipping cargo bed. These are pretty sure the Z brackets. Do they go this way? Well, the hardware's 1/4 inch, so I think they go this way under like this. So that's what I think. Instructions could be better. All right, let me get this thing rolling a little farther along and we'll be back. So if you're putting together one of these kits, this video actually might help you. I don't usually do how-to videos, but I'm determining what's really going on as I go because the instructions not so good. This is pretty straightforward here. These bolt there, that's one of the most straightforward. However, these pieces here, this angle here, it's like spring steel, so it was way out there, but you can kind of pull that back. However, this here, I had to put this in the vise and add 25 degrees of bend right there because it was way open, so I had to really bend it. So I put it in the vise, pulled on it, beat it with a hammer, and I have those at the correct angle. So these brackets here go underneath this guy, and this guy has the long out here. It's the hinge piece, right? So when the other half is sitting on top of this cushion side up, and anyway, it will hinge that direction. Speaking of cushion side up, I haven't put this cushion on yet. This kind of next down. So it was a little unclear. When things are unclear, I just go past it, go to the next step, come back. So we have these holes here, 6 holes that evidently bolt this cushion to it, or should I say screw the cushion to it. So I guess you'll want to center it left to right, like so. Push it down to rest on this angle iron, and then the hardware kit for it, what I'm going to do with it, is like wood screws. Pow. So they're actually a self-tapping screw, which I normally wouldn't see into wood. They're actually kind of long. A little spooky, actually, putting one of those in that cushion. So that's what they've got. Anyway, I'll let you know how that works from the back side. Yep, this is where you already want to take your time, make sure it's the right way. All right, I'm going to continue. This is coming together, but it's slow because I just want to be sure everything's done correctly. Not tightening anything down yet, right? Everything's got to get all aligned. That will come at the end. So let me continue. All right, guys, let's wrap this thing up, shall we? I don't have all the bolts tight. I might actually change a few out. I had to go to my own bolt stash for some of the fasteners. But anyway, not the greatest kit in the world. Not bad. Certainly we got through this. It might be just a tad saggy for the moment. Again, haven't tightened up anything yet. I'll get to that. Probably wait it till next weekend because I want to run and get some different length bolts here. Now I'll walk through this thing, kind of make a list. But let's run through it real quick. I'll just give you some highlights and some things to watch for. So everything is pretty much a 1/4-20 bolt that puts everything from here back together. When you get to the seat back, however, those are metric, and they're a fine thread. And the bolts up here are pretty long. There's a thread at this, there's a metal plate right here, and then the seat back. I'm going to get a shorter bolt so that when it goes through that metal plate, it doesn't pierce through the back of that. I just don't know why it's that long. I'll either cut it off or I'll go get a shorter bolt. This one was fine. This has like a nutsert in the back, so it goes through the steel into the nutsert, which is in the seat. So it's fine. Again, I told you I had to put serious add like 25 degrees of bend to that. Got these bolts all in. Come around to this side. The grab rail, again, nothing's tight right now. We'll get it all squared up and all snugged up soon. Again, it's just a hardware deal. I'm just going to change a few things. They would work the way they are, but I'm going to correct a few. Only cost a couple bucks. So yeah, I actually haven't flipped the seat over yet to see that. Let's do that together, shall we? There you go. There we go. Now it's cargo. There, I suppose. Looks good. And then it's a seat. All right. I came up with, I was going to put the seat backs, the original front seat backs back on. And I had painted them white, the original upholstery. Went to pull the screws out. Wood's pretty rotten. Everything just stripped out and such. So I might look for replacements. Or I might put a plate on here, make that work. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Do it later. Do it later. We got this done. That's what we needed to get done. So appreciate you guys watching. Hope it was helpful to somebody. I don't really do how-to videos. I usually just take you along for a ride while I'm doing stuff. But in this case, maybe somebody will get some use out of the video. But I like the idea. I like the fit. I like the style. So I'm pretty happy with it and everything. The directions could have been a lot better. The hardware could have been a little better. But overall quality of the seat apparatus itself, not too bad. So I'd give it overall about a B-. How's that? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you guys on the next video.